Good morning and welcome back. Today I'm going to show you how to make a very easy dinner I like to call chicken parmesan or Parmesan chicken. What we're going to do is put some frozen chicken breast in a 9x13 pan. I'm going to make this big enough for my family, but you can cut this down for whatever size works for yours. Here's my 9x13 pan. I'm going to take some chicken. Mine happens to be frozen at the moment because I did not pull it out last night. So I'm actually going to simply start cooking this. I'm going to put enough in this pan to feed my family. These are like really big chicken breasts. Let's see if we can squeeze one more in there. Alright, that's good enough. So we're going to make the sauce for this next, but first I'm going to go wash my hands. Okay, before we make the sauce, I'm actually going to put this into the oven and I'm going to slowly let it start thawing out and cooking. I'm going to put it in a 350-degree oven and let it bake for probably an hour, and then I'll come back and check it at that point and see whether it's done. I did not preheat my oven since it's frozen. I put frozen chicken in a glass pan and I simply set that into the oven and then turned the oven on. So it's going to take a little bit of time to do that, but you don't want to put frozen chicken in a glass pan and then put that in the oven. That could cause the pan to break, and I don't need that. All right, so to make the Parmesan crusting for the top, what we're going to do is put a little bit of mayonnaise in the bowl along with some Parmesan cheese and a splash of lemon juice. Oh, and I forgot my salt. And salt. I'm going to grab a spoon. Open the mayonnaise. Here, bud, you want to open the mayonnaise for me? Mm-hmm. Thanks. It's on there tight.
Also, my hands are kind of wet.
Your hands are wet? Okay.
Just a little. There we go.
Thanks.
Parmesan chicken is so delicious.
I'm glad you like it.
Read the history and geography book.
Not yet. All right, now we've got the mayonnaise open and we're going to scoop some of this into the bowl here. So I put 3 tablespoons full of mayonnaise in there. I'm going to put, I put these lids on too tight. You want to open that up for me? Mm-hmm. While he opens that, I'm going to get the Parmesan cheese open.
This
on there too tight?
No, I can't really get a grip.
Okay. Alright, we got the lemon juice, and we're going to just put a little splash in there. Not much at all. And then we're going to put a bunch of Parmesan cheese in here.
Hence the name Parmesan Chicken.
Yep. And we're going to sprinkle a bunch of salt in there. When you taste it, it's going to be really salty. And that's kind of what you want. When you get it on the finished product in the chicken, it is actually just right. So I like to put quite a bit of salt in there. I'm just going to kind of stir that up. And the consistency that you're looking for is more of a paste. You don't want a liquid, but just kind of like a thick, I don't know, kind of like a frosting type consistency. Just make sure it's nicely mixed. You don't want a bunch of lumps in here, so we kind of smush out the lumps. I'm going to do a quick taste test. That's really good. Okay, so I'm going to cover this and put this in the refrigerator. And then when the chicken is done cooking, we'll come back and finish this up. Okay, the chicken came out of the oven just a little bit ago. I let it cool down enough so that I can touch it enough. It's not so hot that I can't touch it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to line this this cookie sheet with some parchment paper, and we're going to move on to the next step. right, my tray is lined with parchment paper. I like to do that because I can take it off and throw away the mess. All right, so now that that's on there, what I'm gonna do with these pieces of chicken is I'm gonna kind of drag them over here, and I'm gonna cut them in half because these chicken breasts are really big. And I have a lot of little kids that don't necessarily need that large of a piece. So we're gonna cut these in half. Whew. They're still warm. Ooh, quite warm, actually. I probably should have let these cool just a little longer. But we're going to kind of work with what we've got here. Alright, well, it isn't perfect, but that's okay. This is real life. This one's kind of harder to cut in half because it's kind of a weird shape.
You want me to create? Yeah. Wait, does it give you the option of choosing a file? Oh, I thought it did. Okay.
Alright, we're just going to do our best here. Just going to open that up and cut it in half. Try not to get burned. I'll let it cool a little longer next time. Okay. Alright, now I'm going to go wash my hands. Okay, so now that the chicken has all been kind of sliced in half, we're going to take the sauce that I made earlier. And the reason I actually have this on a baking sheet is because the chicken's already cooked, we're going to broil this, and you're not supposed to broil in a glass pan. Stir this real quick. And then I'm just going to spread a little bit of this sauce on each piece of chicken breast. You can put as much or as little as you want. I like a good deal of it on there. I'm really obsessed with this recipe because it's just so good. And I probably eat way more of it than I should. But it's low carb and relatively good for you. So you can always kind of switch out your ingredients for a healthier mayonnaise or, you know, grate your own Parmesan cheese, that type of thing. But we are working with what I've got here in the kitchen today, and this is what we're going to do. I'm just kind of spreading it on each chicken breast, or on each piece of chicken breast.
No, I spread on. Yeah.
Some are a little thinner than others. So I'm just kind of add this where it needs to be. Just like that. This stuff is so good. Here's what it looks like all done. We'll just kind of spread it across the top. And we're going to broil this in the oven until there's a beautiful golden brown glaze on the top. And I'll show you what that looks like when it's done. So we're starting to get some color on this chicken, and you can see that one's got quite a bit of color and this one has none. So I've got to rotate that, but that's kind of what you're looking for. So this is kind of the look you're going for. I pulled these two out because they're just getting really dark and I don't want them to burn. But you can see how it just kind of caramelizes on the top, and oh, it is so good. I am literally obsessed with this flavor. I kind of got this recipe from Sarah at Our Tribe of Many. She kind of made it a little bit differently. I don't remember exactly how she made it, but I've kind of tweaked it over the last couple of years. And like I said, I'm literally obsessed with this. So try it out. Let me know how you like it.